This is Sportscentre.
Hey, over Silverado, and this is Digital Sportscentre presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. And today is Bell Let's Talk Day. I think it's important to remember that if you are struggling, you are not alone. I struggle with mental health issues. Many people in my life do as well. And the only reason why I know this is because we talk about it. And talking about it is such an enormous help with just alleviating the feelings that sometimes cloud your mind. So if you're struggling, just please remember you are not alone. This year, Bell is launching its first ever Text to Donate campaign to support 6 youth mental health organizations. Canadians can give $5 by text, with Bell matching all donations up to a total of $1 million. Text the keyword youth to 45678 to donate $5 to support youth mental health. We've got a fun matchup tonight in Toronto as the Leafs host the Blue Jackets. And if we take a quick look at the standings, the Leafs are in first in the Atlantic, a full 3 points ahead of the Panthers. And if you're a Toronto fan and have not looked at any other division or the wildcard race, you might be surprised to learn that the Jackets are just 1 point back of a playoff spot. Since starting the season 12-15-5, Columbus has gone 10-3-2 in their last 15 games, to move a single point behind Ottawa and Montreal for a wildcard spot. There are a few reasons for their turnaround, and it starts with Norris candidate Zach Werenski. The 27-year-old is having his best season in the NHL, and is 6 goals and 7 points away from new career highs. They're also getting a ton of production from their young stars in the making. Kirill Marchenko leads all forwards with a career-high 50 points. Dmitry Barankov is up to 17 goals in 38 games. Kent Johnson is nearly playing at a point-per-game pace. And Adam Fantilli has 8 points in his last 9. And that's not even mentioning Sean Monahan, who's arguably been their most important forward. Speaking of forwards, Toronto has a bunch that they can rely on too. We know how good Marner and Nylander have been, but let's focus on a couple other guys, Auston Matthews and Matthew Knies. Toronto's captain has only played 33 games, but he's already scored 19 times, including 9 Genos in the last 10. Knies, on the other hand, has lit the lamp 7 times in his last 10, after scoring that same amount of goals in the previous 27 games. We just love when the Leafs are on top, you know? Well, I mean, at least I do. We are another day closer to the conference championship matchups in the NFL. And what a slate of games we have coming our way. The Commanders take on the Eagles while the Bills are in Kansas City. Like you didn't already know that. Let's take a deeper dive into what we can expect. The early game sees Jayden Daniels and the Commanders, fresh off their upset win over the number 1 seed Detroit. Jayden Daniels is set to become just the 6th rookie QB in NFL history to start in a conference championship game. And Daniels will look to join an even more impressive list. If they beat the Eagles, he has a chance to become the first rookie quarterback in league history to start a Super Bowl. But one thing they have got to be wary of is Saquon Barkley, who came off a historic performance against the Rams on the weekend. He ran for the 5th most rushing yards all time in a playoff game, joining Eric Dickerson to have 200 yards rushing in a regular season and playoff game. And he has had the Commanders' number this season. In 2 games, he had 146 and 150 yards on the ground. And he has 2 touchdowns in each of those meetings, so getting him in check will be top priority. For Commanders team who entered the postseason at the bottom of the league in rush defense. In the AFC Championship, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs find themselves in a very familiar spot because it's the 7th straight year they've been here, and they're looking to become the first ever team to three-peat as Super Bowl champions. It's the 9th meeting between Mahomes and Josh Allen, but in important games, the playoffs, it has been a one-sided affair. Mahomes owns a perfect 3-0 record against Allen, and in those 3 games, Mahomes has yet to throw an interception. But to be fair to Josh, 2 of those games have been in Kansas City. But so will Sunday, and Mahomes all of these years has had a secret weapon in the playoffs. That should come as a surprise to nobody. That's Travis Kelce. Just look at the numbers over his entire career. Kelce ranks 1st in receptions and sits 2nd in receiving yards and touchdowns to none other than Jerry Rice. Meanwhile, the Bills will look to make it to the Super Bowl for the first time since 1994. And after last weekend's win over the Ravens, Allen and the Bills have shown that they can get it done in big games. And you can catch both games on TSN and CTV Sunday. The early game is the Commanders and Eagles, and after that it's the main event, the Bills and the Chiefs. Tim, not my favorite segment, and yours, Why We Love Sports Today.
Why we love sports today.
And look, we know how cold it's been the last few days. And it's actually just as cold south of the border as well. So cold that people are playing hockey in the streets of New Orleans. Take a look. Listen, that's actually hard. This is tough to skate on, number 1. Number 2, it's just nice to see that people in New Orleans own skates. They like a little ice skating, they like a little hockey. It's kind of romantic, you know? The streets empty like that. As I said earlier in the show, having someone to talk to is crucial for our mental health. For Canadian NFL stars and twin brothers Chase and Cindy Brown, the person they have to talk to is each other. For more on the special bond between the Brown brothers, here's Kara Waglin with a Bell Let's Talk Day special.
Mental health was never something that I really looked at as a factor in performance till the sports side of things came in. It can either fold you or you can kind of live within it. I think it's so important because we all store these thoughts within us. It doesn't matter how old you are, who you are, what you're going through. Learning how to talk is really gonna help you push through, be successful, take those jumps, take those leaps, and move at the pace and speed that you need to.
Sidney Brown, Chase Brown, identical twins from Canada playing against one another in the NFL.
Good? Yeah. Now my body's straight. No, let's get the jersey. Give me that jersey.
Obviously, you and your brother are very lucky to have each other. A lot of people are dealing with mental health issues, other issues and struggles in their lives. May not have a twin brother to reach out to on the phone. What's your message to people like that?
Talk to somebody. Don't hold it in. Don't beat up on yourself. Just talk to somebody. Sometimes when you're alone, you feel like everybody's against you and people don't want to see you succeed, and you can kind of back yourself up into this corner that puts you in a really dark place. So I think reaching out and talking about what you're feeling is extremely important, because it's really the first step to getting yourself back on track.
And just a reminder, Bell is matching all donations up to a total of $1 million today for Bell Let's Talk. All you have to do is text the keyword youth to 45678 to donate $5 to support youth mental health. That's it for me today. We'll see you back tomorrow at 3 Eastern, no Pacific. Have a good one.